Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kringle Kim here. It's August 29th, 2018, and it's Wednesday, and we have a calm evening here in Arizona tonight, so that's good. No wind, no rain, no dust. Power's on. Hope you're all sharing the gift of Kringle. Our members today were 3,298,416. So there's many of you busy at work. We have 76 new members. Congratulations. Tonight, I wanted to talk about what questions do people ask? You know, you offer them the gift and they say, well, what is it? And then they see the gift, and I know a lot of times, well, I guess I should read our thing again, so we're all on the same page. Kringle is a private digital currency embraced by the Billion Coin community. For our private community, Kringle has a significant value today and will only increase in value with each new member that joins us. Kringle is completely detached from the public coin market and the currently established scarcity-based monetary system forced upon us by the elite ruling class. Kringle is based on abundance, not on artificial scarcity. Those who join the TBC community understand the TBC vision and mission of reaching 1 billion members and ending poverty globally. They also understand that in order to achieve our objectives, our members must be proactive in learning from our educational blog and sharing Kringle via our cash flow system. Together, we can achieve abundance for all. And so there was a blog here from February 2nd, 2018 called What Kind of Questions Do You Ask? And I know when we're sharing TBC Kringle, the first question we want to ask, if it's especially our friends and family, they all already know us, but would they like to receive the gift of Kringle? And if they say yes, a lot of people say yes. You know, they're like grateful to receive the gift of TBC Kringle, which is around $2,000. Some of them, though, start questioning you. And one of the questions they ask is this an MLM? You know, is this a pyramid scheme? And this is another blog from April 4th, 2016, back when, right after TBC Kringle started. And the title is, This is Not MLM, It Pays Better. So many TBC members seem concerned about their incentive to share TBC and the reward to recruit new members into the Billion Coin community. Guys, this is not a MLM or another dime a dozen business opportunity. This is crypto. This is a cryptocurrency and a new alternative to Bitcoin, but without all of the pricing volatility. Yes, there are companies that offer coins and pay commissions to sell whatever are attached to those coins, but they do not offer a truly decentralized cryptocurrency. If those companies get shut down, how much will those coins be worth? That's right, 0. The world needs a solid cryptocurrency that is decentralized. The banks and governments have run amok with our money and have decimated its value. There are so many experts claiming that we are on the verge of a global economic collapse and are spreading fear porn that the entire financial system is about to crash. Sadly, they are right. People need to hurry up and learn how to protect themselves against when this will happen. Time is short. It starts with learning how to stay in control of your own money. If you earned it, it's yours, right? But if you receive money in US dollars, for example, and the US dollar collapses, then what happens? That's right, you are screwed. If the United States dollar collapses, then how does that affect the other fiat currencies? And fiat currencies are like the US dollar, and fiat means faith. So they aren't backed by gold or anything, they're just backed by the faith that you believe they will be worth something. That's right, it's a global mess. Do you still trust the banks with money? Lots of laughs. Don't you realize that the second you deposit your money into a bank, as far as the bank is concerned, it is now their money. You could fill a room with papers holding all the fine print on the banking policies of how they would return their money back to you when you want it back as your money. Most of that fine print is reasons and situations of how the banks can keep their money. Just look at all the people that banked money in Cyprus and Greece, for example. These people have suffered a lot from this global financial meltdown that is rolling out in slow motion at this time. Of course, remember, this is back in 2016, and things have, in other parts of the world than the United States, have gotten worse since then. Don't let the current speed of this global financial meltdown fool you into a false sense of security. Think again before making a deposit at a bank at this time. Each day that passes makes that transaction even more risky. So beware and be careful. Just know that you have total control of your money when you use a totally decentralized cryptocurrency like TBC. You are the only one that holds the private keys and passwords that protect your TBC wallet. If you protect those keys and passwords properly, not even the best hacker in the world could gain access to your money. Okay, enough about that. What is the incentive to share the Billion coin, and why should you recruit people into it? The answer is so easy. Doesn't the ultimate price of TBC go up for each new member that comes into the Billion coin community? Yes, it does. Doesn't the current price of TBC go up daily like clockwork? And it does go up daily as long as we are adding new members every day. Until it reaches the ultimate price of TBC? Yes, it does. So what does that mean when you are holding on to TBC coins? It means that you get paid for every person that you recruit. Now, you don't actually get paid in US dollars. You get paid by the value of the TBC coin. It goes up. So therefore, the TBC that you hold, or the cookies that you're going to redeem, are going to be worth more as each member that you add. If you could imagine putting the whole TBC community into some form of MLM structure or multi-level marketing structure, then you could also see that you get paid whenever someone from a sideline from you recruits. Recruiting is easy. It's free to join the Billion Coin Company community, and you get paid even if that member doesn't buy TBC coins. And there is a thing, if you recruit 100 members and they pay their wallet fee, you can earn up to 10 cookies worth 10 coins. So that's an incentive to go out and recruit people. How much do you get paid each time this happens? That depends on how many TBC coins you own, right? If you don't own any TBC coins yet, then you don't get paid anything. But ultimately, the current price is going to keep going up exponentially until it reaches the ultimate price of TBC, which is 1 billion. At the time it was euros, now it's grains of gold, 1 billion grains of gold. And each grain of gold right now is worth over, let's see, $2 or a little more than $2. It climbs up to that price relatively fast, doesn't it? So if you are just holding on to one TBC coin, then you get paid 1 grain of gold every time anyone in the Billion Coin community recruits another. If you are holding on to 10 TBC coins, then you ultimately will get paid 10 euros each time this happens, or 10 grains of gold now. If you were lucky enough to be a stakeholder and you had 100,000 TBC coins, then you get paid 100,000 times each you or anybody else in the Billion Coin community recruit someone. This is not MLM. This is even better. And it's really better because it's a private peer-to-peer community. where everybody is helping everybody else in the whole community out by recruiting new people. So the Billion Coin, here is the blog from February 2nd, 2018. What types of questions do you ask? So it says, let me start off this article recognizing that I am addressing humans and not computers. If I were answering a computer, my answers would be comprehensive, unbiased, and full of facts and measurable figures. But I'm addressing humans from all walks of life living all over the world. So that makes answering questions complicated. On one hand, if I put too much detail in an answer, it could turn some people off because it would require too much reading for them. That's just one example, and I could go on and on with many examples of why it is complicated to answer questions. I'm not going to dig into the minutiae of answering all the questions that come up about TVC currently. In fact, I have already answered so many of these questions in previous blogs. This blog does have a keyword search on the upper right-hand side of it. Use it. And of course, to get to the blog, you go to your Kringle.cash back office, and go down to the Education tab and click on that, and it will take you to the blog where you can see today's blogs by admin, and a lot of them are videos of different members. And also you can see all the blogs that have ever been on the blog since they started TVC Kringle in March of 2016. The question that does come up a lot, though, has to do with available options to make the $10 payment to admin. For now, we have a couple options and more coming. Bitcoin has been the most popular way admin has been paid so far, but we are moving away from it towards Litecoin for many reasons enumerated in recent blog posts. A lot of it is that this is an older blog by admin, but last year a lot of mining started to be done with Bitcoin, so therefore there were a lot higher transfer fees and things like that associated with Bitcoin, where Litecoin and Ethereum were not necessarily having the focus on them. So therefore, the fees, the transaction fees and things were smaller. So less than 25% of the credit cards used to submit a payment to TVC are accepted by a credit card processor. That's how a high-risk credit card processor protects itself against fraud and massive chargebacks. Plus, a high-risk credit card processor is not going to have full access to all the benefits that a world-class credit card processor gets to have. I hope you get the point. That's why there are no longer any credit cards. Most of them got kicked back. PayPal is a non-option for TVC because you have to fit in the status quo perfectly to get an account. And TVC doesn't fall into any acceptable category as far as they are concerned. TVC is driving towards changing that status quo. We don't want to just fit into it. As mentioned many times before, the status quo breeds more poverty, and TVC is on a mission to end poverty globally. We can't have it both ways. And that's where recently, the cash centers have been added. People have so if you don't have any Bitcoin, Litecoin, and your Ethereum, when you go to your account tab in your Kringle.cash back office and you click on account, and it says you still owe your $10 admin fee, if you don't already own cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum, or you don't, you're a little nervous to go out and learn more about that. In order to do it, you can go to the cash center, and they have been setting them up for a couple months now. And on August 18th, 2018, there is a blog from admin. Huge announcement. We are launching cash centers all around the world today. And so you can have that option to go to a cash center. And you would click on that tab under your account, pay admin fee, with cash using a or buy Bitcoin, I guess. it says, with using a cash center. So these are people within our private community, peer-to-peer community, that that have quantities of Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. And in order to set up a cash center yourself, if you have at least like $10 of Bitcoin, you might want to have a little bit more, because Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum are publicly traded cryptocurrencies, or public cryptocurrencies, unlike TBC, which is a private peer-to-peer community. The private peer-to-peer community gives our TBC stability, but the cryptocurrencies out there on the market already are very volatile. They can go way up or go way down. And so you want to give yourself a little bit of leeway. Now, as being a cash center, the person buying from you, or know this if you are the person buying from a cash center, that there is a 20% charge to purchase the purchase the cryptocurrency from the cash center. And this is to cover, there are, they will be having transaction fees they pay when they are helping you out. And this also covers a little, some of the volatility. So it says August 18th will go down in TBC history as one of the greatest days ever. 99.9% of the world population have not yet entered the cryptocurrency space, and TBC will lead its way in changing that. TBC by itself is a learning curve for its new members, and as time goes on, most of our new members will enter the world of cryptocurrency, with TBC being their first experience. It has been complicated to bring in new members that have zero experience with cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, because each cryptocurrency has its own learning curve to pass through. Admin now only accepts Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum for payment of the $10 fee. Up until now, new members needed to pass through a couple of learning curves in the cryptocurrency space in order to get started with TBC. Today, TBC launches cash centers around the world so that new members will not have to figure out how to get another cryptocurrency in order to participate in TBC. They can just go to a local cash center to make payments in cash, and the cash centers will have the needed cryptocurrency and know-how to complete global payments. The cash centers will not be brick-and-mortar businesses. They are individuals that operate on a peer-to-peer basis in the cryptocurrency world. All transactions will be private, and these cash centers are not acting as public exchanges. TBC is a private member-only group, and we have our own private money called TBC. Our objective is to sign up 1 billion members over the next year or two. These cash centers do not offer their services free of charge. There is a 20% fee to use these cash centers, which the buyers holding cash will pay. This will save buyers both time and possibly money, because it can take a bit of time to go through the learning curve on how to buy Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, which are volatile market-based cryptocurrencies, and sudden drops in prices are common. It will just be easier for a newbie to go to a cash center and pay in cash to participate with our TBC community. 20% is very reasonable under these circumstances. If a buyer wants to pay the $10 admin fee, they will need $12 cash, USD cash, US dollars cash, in hand to order to use a cash center. Better yet, if the buyer wants to also complete a purchase of $100 from a TBC seller long distance from the buyer location on top of paying the $10 admin fee, the buyer will need $132 US dollars cash on hand to complete the transactions. 20% of $100 is $20, and 20% of $10 is $2. Added to the $10 and $100 in transactions equals $132. The math is straightforward. The buyer is assured that the $110 in transactions is paid in full, regardless of the movement of the price of these market-based currencies being used. 20% should be more than enough to cover the fluctuations in price of these market-based coins so that the cash center is profitable. Everybody wins. Now, there's an important note if you're paying your $10 admin fee. You have to do it within 15 minutes of selecting a coin payment option. So when you go into your account and you pick the cash center, make sure you already have the Bitcoin or Litecoin, or make sure that you are in conference. If it's not a local cash center, make sure you're in conference by Skype or something with the cash center, because as soon as you click on that payment form, like you want to pay in Bitcoin, if you are using a cash center, you have to be all set up with them within 15 minutes of paying it, because of the volatility of the price of the Bitcoin. So when you click on pay in Bitcoin, it will give you a wallet address, and it will give you the amount of Bitcoin needed to pay the $10 at that time. And that's why you have to do it within 15 minutes of finalizing your $10 admin fee payment. So you're going to copy and paste that wallet, and give that to the person in the cash center, and then also copy and paste the amount, and then they will send that from their Bitcoin account. So payment to admin must take place within 15 minutes of selecting a coin payment option, and this should be done during the meetup with the cash center and not before. After 15 minutes, the coin value has changed too much to accept the amount shown in the Kringle cashback office. So always initiate the process to pay when coins can be delivered online within that 15-minute window. Now, if you want to be a cash center, I believe you go to your send button and then go down to cash center registration, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So, but in order to register to become a cash center, your send button on your TBC wallet must be turned on, which means you have paid the $10 fee to administration and you are in good standing with the TBC community. Go to the send button area of your Kringle cashback office at the bottom of the menu and click send button, and then select cash center registration and fill out the form. So this is another big question that is often asked by people who are new. And I know I think the cash centers are a wonderful idea, because I did have a lot of pushback with people being nervous on how to pay their wallet fee. And so I guess I used to do the cash center myself. But it is a relief to be able to give them another option besides me. So let's see. And what other type of questions do you ask? Are you asking questions that empower you, or questions that paralyze you? That, my friends, is the most important question to ask. A lot of these questions shouldn't be coming from the people we are talking to. They should come from us. The answer to that question lays with you, and it has nothing to do with me, TBC, or anything else outside of your control. The truth is, if you analyze the opportunities around you, too much of you will become too paralyzed to take advantage of them. Where else in the world are you going to find the kind of financial leverage you get as a member of TBC? Financial leverage can only be found within the circles of the elite who use platform trading to access it, where money is basically created out of thin air. And that's what they do at the Federal Reserve. They just print money, not based on anything. If you do any research at all on the subject, your eyes would pop out of your head when you discover what is available to the elite. It's crazy. They can invest like $1 billion and get paid like $1 billion a week on a 5-year contract. The big secret, but it is all over the internet. The crazy part is it's true. Do you think the elite put in $1 billion of work in each week? Do you think they are taking $1 billion of weekly risk? Absolutely not. So what's good for the goose is good enough for the gander, as the saying goes. The elite have always had the power to end poverty, and these days it would have only taken a few keystrokes on a computer to do it. That is how most of the money is created today, by the way. But instead, they have us all running around chasing our tails and becoming more miserable with each passing year. What a total waste of human potential has spread throughout humanity with this modern world. TBC was designed to give its members massive financial leverage and a way out of the mess the elite have created. Yet, in spite of this grand gift to humanity, some of you are paralyzed by the questions you are asking, as though the answers would even make a difference. You see, the ones making a lot of money in TBC did not start by asking all the questions first. In fact, most of the questions they asked were self-directed. The most important answers are found within oneself. How many Kringle gifts can I give out a day, since they are practically unlimited? How many ways can I accept payment when someone wants to pay me for some of my Kringles or TBC? How can I become more likable in the world since people do business with somebody they like? Who do I want to partner with inside of the TBC community? Do you understand why these self-directed questions are the most important? Because they empower you. You have control over you. You have very little control over anything or anyone else in your world. Why wait for anything? Get going. You really don't need to know all the answers to all the questions in order to make money. In TBC today, get educated along the way by reading the blog here. Follow the scripted training, and there are lots of scripts about how to approach people in your friends, family, close relationships, and Facebook. Show up to the meetings with your leaders in TBC, like the Sun Button meeting. Watch the videos of people that are making money now in TBC and ask yourself how you can be more like them so that you can have similar results. Sometimes the answers you are seeking from the admin might confuse you. Some of you have never hired an employee to work for you or never had led a team before. You have no reference points that would otherwise come from personal experience. This is why I am extra cautious when I supply answers to questions. I do my best to stay inside the Goldilocks zone when I'm addressing the entire community. The minutiae of my job has very little to do with your role in TBC. Trust me, I'm doing the best job I can. This is admin speaking, and even I don't have all the answers. This is a journey for all of us together. I really just want all of you to find empowerment, and that leads you back to yourself. The TBC economy is emerging now. It doesn't exist yet. The TBC currency does exist now, and together we are distributing it globally. Are you aware that you don't even have to have a Sun Button in order to do your part in distributing it? Don't you realize that you can make more right now through the Kringle cash? You can make more right now through the Kringle cash system, which is also called the cash flow system now. I also deal with people that are negatively charged when they ask questions. No matter how I answer a question, their response will always be negative. I do my best to make these encounters as brief as possible because I don't like wasting my time. I think I have given you all a pretty good idea of why the type of question is so important. So anyway, it is much better to remain in a state of gratitude and press forward no matter what or when something happens. So everyone, be more selective on the type of questions you ask. Leaders, help uncover the motives people have that ask you questions by answering a question with a revealing type of question. Help the people that ask you questions to understand that empowerment comes from within TBC. TBC is a wonderful tool in the hands of an empowered person. So, I hope this blog post from February 2nd, 2018 empowers you. Oh, and before I leave, it's getting to be the end of August, and there is one other thing that was on the blog. There will be one final cruise contest in September, and this will be the last one. It says to allow people to get their visas who might win the cruise. So that's exciting. Have a good evening and go out there, and I know you're all winners. Good night.